happening or how we are thinking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Please go ahead, sir.
Just okay. So I see there are nearly 8 of us here, and
Yeah, there is a lot
our
of
most,
questions.
yeah. So
Yeah.
anyway, so are most people from within Bangalore or from outside?
Maybe some of them are outside Bangalore, and
Okay,
majority are in
good.
Bangalore.
Hmm.
And people may join one or two members, but we want to record it so that we'll
हाँ, ठीक है.
promote this through on our
Uh,
whatever
okay.
through
So,
our channels.
mm,
Yeah.
formally, good morning to all of you. And so nice because uh, I've been given this chance to again interact with you all or with IPQC group.
Right.
And incidentally, I'm just on the way to Pune to conduct a lean consultant training program, which starts Monday, 5-day training program. Now, most
Oh,
of you have already heard about the MSME lean scheme. Well, what has happened
yeah.
between last time when we were interacting or we made this big attempt with the Z model and taken it ahead? A lot has changed. And basically, from my personal point of view, we have diluted a lot of it. Okay,
Okay.
because Z model definitely was a fantastic maturity assessment model, and as probably it happens with concepts, I'm talking about new concepts in India, is that people don't say they don't understand, and hence there's a silent resistance to it. And we faced a lot
Okay.
of silent resistance to it. Nobody probably told us that it's complicated and we don't understand it properly.
Hmm.
But when I say nobody, it's a majority. Okay.
Yeah.
So we faced a silent resistance. Now, silent resistance means that we were subjected to a lot of scrutiny.
Yeah.
Okay. And scrutinies were not on the content part of it, were on how the scheme is progressing. Okay.
Yeah.
Scheme, when we talk about scheme, is usually subsidized by Government of India. Okay.
Yeah.
Now the subsidy is subsidized both sides. The MSCB also gets subsidized, but the consultant doesn't get paid much. That is the irony of this subsidy. But the
Hmm.
biggest problem we faced was that people thought that it is the scheme they're going for, it is not the model that they're going for.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, this big inertia, I think we didn't see because we last time focused very heavily on the consultants, expecting the consultants to go out and do the selling. Okay.
Yeah.
And also, we never also trained our consultants how to go and sell.
Yeah.
Hmm. Now,
Correct.
all those things were shortcomings, so the scheme got revised. When the
Yeah.
scheme got revised, the Z scheme got revised, and it has now become a conformity assessment model.
Okay.
Okay, and yes, far lesser. Now we have put taken away restrictions, and we have followed. Now we are following a policy of nudging rather than enforcing.
Okay.
So very easy to get a bronze certificate. Okay, but the validity of the bronze will expire after 3 years, and you cannot
Yeah.
renew bronze. So you
Okay.
have to go to silver and you have to go to gold. Okay. Anyway,
Okay.
that is about the Z scheme. So that is what Mr. Raju was saying, that this is how we got involved. And yes, it required a lot of understanding as well as amalgamation of traits for Z to work. What I
Yeah.
meant by this was that we needed to be consultants in more than one specialty area for
Yeah. Correct.
Z to be
Yeah.
taken further. That forced us to collaborate with consultants. And
Yeah.
all of us know that consultants are very poor collaborators. Most of
Yeah.
us want to work in the area we are. However, having said that, there's Z is now rolling very well. We have already
Okay.
crossed something like 40,000 registrations, etc., etc. And I'm here not to sell Z. I'm here just to say that how it has transformed. A similar transformation has happened onto the lean scheme. Now,
Okay.
if one looks at it, Z becomes the umbrella, okay, because it talks about many disciplines. Within that, the lean scheme also fits because if there are, let's say, 5 to 7 parameters of production, okay,
Mm.
that could be handled by lean scheme itself. But lean scheme being an older scheme has been, you can say, transformed a bit in terms of its execution, okay,
Yeah.
and has been relaunched. Now, if one recalls that the old lean scheme was working something like this, that we needed to make a cluster, and the clusters will be minimum 8 to 10, and then it was said that you have to be homogeneous. Okay, and all this responsibility was given to the consultant. Okay, now when consultant would get this group ready, then there was a bidding. Okay, now in bidding, we manipulated. I don't mince words, but we ensured that the consultant got the cluster that he created.
Okay.
That would mean that there would be no price competition. There'll be only technical competition.
Okay.
This is how we managed. There's nothing wrong with it. We have had some really very successful lean practitioner consultants. Okay. And on an average, they bid around 3 lakhs per unit. So the upper end was 30 lakhs a cluster, and you can minus 6 lakhs down to 24 lakhs was the smallest cluster. And we have had very, very successful consulting, experiences in lean. Now, there was a problem that we had to make an SPV, and the payments came through complicated methods and things like that, and it became a burden on consultants. Now, there are many consultants who just made it a business, who would take 10 clusters, okay, and deploy people to work under them, okay, which is also can be done if you can run a company. However, with all that thing, it ran its life, and I think they had achieved their numbers. Plus, too much of hassles in executing it. So the lean scheme got transformed, and now it has got two elements. One is called an e-learning element, and one is called a consulting element. Okay. So if you complete the e-learning segment, you get a certificate. So you get a lean certificate. Okay. Now, if you have this lean certificate and you show an advanced lean certificate, then you don't get audited on those parameters in the Z certificate. Okay. So this is how lean is dovetailing into the Z scheme. So what is lean scheme now? So first thing, we have gotten rid of what we call the SPV. Okay. The cluster sizes have become between 4 onwards. You minimum need 4. And they can be heterogeneous. They need not be homogeneous.
Wow. That's very nice.
Okay. And secondly, the contribution from the MSME is only 10%.
Okay, only 10% they need to. Okay.
Yes. Wow. Okay. And that is also split into 2 levels, intermediate and advanced. Okay. So intermediate and advanced put together will be around 3.5 lakhs. Okay, of subsidy given from the government, out of which 10% will be paid by the MSME. Okay,
only 10%.
Only 10%. So MSME will get this whole consultancy for paying only 33,000 rupees. Okay. Now, it is not only this. Now, if he is in a certain block, he can save 5% more. Okay. Now, with all of this, there's one more added things. For example, this cluster comes through an association. Okay. So the association will get 5,000 rupees after the completion of the consultancy work also. Right. Then we are also trying to ensure that consultants who are getting these companies registered. Now the companies can register directly on the website. Okay. Even before forming the cluster, they can register. Okay. Because once they register, they can start taking the e-learning courses. Okay. Now, e-learning courses has been introduced to standardize a lot of consultancy. Okay. So the company can understand themselves. Okay. Because the problem we were facing is, probably I traveled a lot of part of the country, didn't reach South India though, but a lot of North India till Pune and Bangalore. Okay. And I talked to a few MSMEs. Okay. And I asked them only one question: what is your problem? And they were looking at my face and they were saying, sir, we are here to listen to you. I said, for once, I'm here to listen to you. You tell me what your problem is. Okay. If you don't know what your problem is, how the hell are you choosing a consultant? Okay. Then I asked the next question. I said, how do you choose a consultant? Tell me a process. And we have done 15 such sessions,
Mhm.
and minimum attendance was around 40 people because we were giving free lunch. Okay, sorry.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
So
that's
still that phenomena is a subsidy and the government support. Still they are not, understood
yeah.
the global trends. Many
Right.
people.
It is the whole question came to my mind was that the biggest problem with MSME is they don't create knowledge for themselves.
Mm.
Okay. And the consultant who goes inside is the person with the knowledge.
Yeah.
Okay. And let us say the MSME is the person who's supposed to use that knowledge. Okay.
Yeah.
How do we ensure that we do this? And we've been making a mistake. I'll be honest. Okay. We
Yeah.
go to everybody, say, lean, you do it.
Mm.
Okay,
Yeah.
the guy doesn't understand lean, he doesn't know what is the purpose of it, and after that he starts only looking at payments.
Yeah.
Okay, and he just thinks that through payments he can control the knowledge, which is nothing
Yes.
but the consultant. Okay,
Yeah.
so this tussle was there. A lot has been overcome in this new lean scheme.
So,
Okay, so it is on the roll now. Okay, people can,
okay.
and the good part is that you can do this consultancy in two parts.
Okay.
Okay, so you can go to the intermediate level. Okay,
Okay.
you do the consultancy intermediate level, and then when he goes to the
Mm.
advanced level, okay, he can get paid two times.
Okay.
Okay,
Oh.
and there's a
Mm.
6 month for intermediate and 12 month for advanced, so total will come to 18 months only. Okay,
Okay.
but you get paid in two chunks. Okay,
Okay.
and it just helps you do better. So this is what I thought was there, but we have introduced another thing that earlier, and I need
Okay.
to take this excuse from Raghu, who has I had a chat with him before we even went public with the training programs, and I said, listen, we need to certify consultants. Okay.
Okay.
Now, people like Raghu who can throw five certifications back at me and say, Shishir, what do you? Okay, this is
Mm.
practical certification that I've got. Now, I agree that we cannot, basis on that, give you a certificate. However, to come into the lean scheme, you need to show a lean consultant certificate,
Yeah.
for which we'll be conducting trainings.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Now, I was thinking of using my local consultants in Bangalore, but if I use them, then they don't get the certificate. So they will have to sit in the training program. The reason why we are doing it, the only
Yeah.
reason why we are doing it is we want to tell the MSMEs that finally this new scheme is controlled by QCI and it is not a consultant driven
Yeah.
scheme.
Yeah.
Okay. As the MSME is part of the scheme, so is the consultant part of the scheme.
Yeah.
Okay. Why we are doing it? Between you and me, we want to reduce a lot of stress that was coming on to the consultants. They had to
Yeah.
go sell, they had to go manage payments, they had to go educate, they had to go train, they had to do so many things.
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
And this made it a bit less viable. Okay. Now,
Yeah.
the person can go train, but the consultant cannot give a certificate. So we are trying
Yeah.
to say, please go on to the website and do the training. Now, what we are doing is we have only introduced what we call the beginners
Mm.
introduction to lean. There's going to be
Okay.
intermediate and there's going to be advanced.
Okay.
Okay. Now, advanced is really advanced types. So which will be going to the shop floors and interviewing and converting them into the training module led to this kind of a behavior.
Okay.
Intermediate is more detailing.
Okay.
Okay. In simple words, if I say that we have taken care of the width of the lean so that we know what is lean. Okay.
Yeah.
And then that is the beginners. And for intermediate, we increase the depth.
Okay.
Okay. So that people can sustain.
Yeah.
Okay. And the because the e-learning, I think it's available, it should reduce a lot of stress on the consultant's part. Now the two aspects of it. If a consultant is below certain level,
Okay.
okay, he can take the help to pull himself up
Okay.
because the expectation from the MSME is going to be different.
Okay.
Or very simply, if the consultant is above that level, okay, they
Mm.
can say the
Okay.
MSME should at least do this on their own, okay,
Okay.
and just sit and review it.
Okay.
Okay. So this is the introduction of the new scheme. So one of the reasons I reached on to Raju was that I know his network has been very good, and the people have been very, intellectual. And we wanted such people to come inside, because I know that people knowledge driven, okay, make less commercial sense, okay, but they are passionate about dispelling the knowledge. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's why I reached out. So we will be hosting one training program in Bangalore at least
Okay.
in the third week of August.
Okay.
Okay, post which we will go to Chennai. The fourth week
Oh,
of
great.
August probably will be the last week, would be in Chennai. But I was
Okay.
really interested in getting in touch with all the people, who have been at the back end working, and see something. So what can happen is this program along with the Z program,
Okay.
okay, can give a
Yes.
good scope of working. Okay,
Yeah. Correct.
and we should be able to set up enough relationship with our clients for future work. Okay,
Great.
now I don't like to sell future work, because I think that's a myth. It is all that we can offer from current is what matters more. Okay,
Yeah.
so I took this liberty, and very nice, very kind of Raju to get me in. We've
Thank you,
started
sir.
off.
Thank you for your time, and you spared little in your busy. I know we know you are very busy, traveling, and a lot of things. You are a very energetic person. Lot of things you want to do. I know that.
Hmm,
And sharing that with our people, definitely we
hmm,
recorded this and will be
hmm,
reaching out to the our groups regularly,
hmm,
and will be
hmm.
promoting this as
Uh,
something like very useful, like lean
yes.
taking up communicating.
Hmm,
Many people won't even understand many SMEs. Whatever
hmm,
shared about, we regularly on and off we speak to entrepreneurs, and
hmm.
awareness about lean is very low in India. Still long way to go.
You
Long
know,
way to go.
in this training program, very very nicely said. It brings me to the point that all of us are working in lean. Okay,
Yeah.
what do we do new in the training program is the big question in my head. Okay,
Mm.
and what I have realized is that words like production, manufacturing,
Mm.
okay, are still not properly verbalized, and
Correct.
hence it becomes very tough for us as lean consultants to show the
Yeah.
benefits to the company.
Correct.
Okay, for example, lean, we just talk about lean. Okay,
Mm.
people talk about the eighth waste called
Mm.
talent.
Yeah.
Okay, now
Mm.
if you are in a manufacturing environment,
Mm.
okay, you have
Yeah.
taken care of the talent part
Yeah.
by standardized operations, by Kaizen, by other stuff.
Mm.
Okay. So it
Yeah.
doesn't come into play in a manufacturing environment. I don't want somebody to use his brain. However, if
Yeah.
I'm using lean in an office environment,
Yeah.
service environment, talent does play a very important part.
Yeah.
Okay. What does this
Yeah.
mean? This means that lean word is applicable in everything.
Yeah.
However, what we are consulting is lean production system or lean manufacturing. Okay. Now, when
Yeah.
we go into
Uh,
lean production
yeah.
systems or lean manufacturing, we need to design production systems. We just can't do one tool of lean and say we have done lean.
Good.
Okay. Now, if we don't recorrect the production system, it is quite
Yeah.
tough for the company to understand the benefit. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, how do we measure the benefit? The
Yeah.
problem is lean says, or Toyota production system says, that don't use cost as your measurement.
Yeah.
Okay. But
Yeah.
when we are reporting the benefits of lean, we are only reporting in cost.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, these questions are what I'm trying to resolve through this
Yeah.
5-day training program.
Fantastic.
Okay. Yeah.
Great, sir.
And
Great. Yeah.
uh,
Please go ahead.
so
Please go. Please go
that
ahead.
is, hmm, okay. So I
Yeah.
think I've already overshot by 10 minutes the schedule that I have, and which is my, it is not a
Yeah.
problem,
No
but I
problem,
think that
sir.
is me.
We got a lot of information. And
Hmm.
we want to, even if I want to communicate, we speak lean regularly in our meetings, and
Hmm.
what happens when we speak to the entrepreneur, there's a lot of
Hmm.
difference. What we communicate, what they understand, that
Hmm.
demotivates us. But
Hmm.
to just revive this lean related, you should bring AI, AI lean something so that
Huh,
people start chasing you.
huh,
So, it's AI, lean is the AI only.
hmm,
It's like practices, building a model, workable, viable model, that hype we need to create. Probably people listen to you when you say technology embedded lean.
hmm,
So
hmm.
this
Yes.
is what, see,
You
it's
see,
everything is a model building, whether
no,
you use,
I'll tell you. Now, a lot of people who work before me,
yeah,
they are sort of passing the baton on to us.
yeah,
Okay, to take it further. Okay.
yeah,
Now, why do I say that we need to change? We need to take the baton from the first. Is for so many years of practice of lean,
yeah,
I don't see a single knowledge addition which
mm,
we can say came from our consultants or from our industry in the
yeah,
Indian manufacturing setup. For
yeah,
example, if I have to draw a parallel,
yeah,
we have introduced cash constraint
yeah,
as a knowledge to the
yeah,
body of knowledge of theory of constraints. Mr.
yeah,
Ravi Gilani was able to introduce this and now it's acceptable body of knowledge.
yeah,
Okay. How did that come? That came because the applications were
mm,
very, very concept driven.
yeah,
Okay.
correct.
Not fad driven,
Yeah,
not a gimmick driven. Okay. So,
yeah,
till the time we don't understand the basic revolutionizing concepts of lean, okay, it is
yeah,
quite unlikely that we will
yeah,
be able to create knowledge. Now, that is for the consultants like us to discuss. Okay,
yes, correct,
that what do
correct.
we do? But if you
Yes,
don't discuss amongst consultants about new dimensions, new learnings, how is
yeah.
it that we create that knowledge?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we to bring this, actually we need to have that depth intellectual debates, regularly
Uh,
on various topics. We should have a platform, should have a, that was intention, when even a small group, we every
hmm,
week we conduct meetings, we
uh,
insist, people to
right.
speak
Hmm,
on a lean
hmm,
thing, any
right.
knowledge sharing,
Hmm,
so it built that base. Otherwise, what will
hmm,
be, taking some models from Western countries, and we never create knowledge. Our own knowledge
right.
creation is
Hmm.
actually nil. We are just copiers, basically copying from the West. We
You
can
know,
really experiment and come up with some patented models for Indian manufacturing.
I know. Raghu has made a lot of thought processes on this, and he says, "I want to change something," and that is what is required to push, to
Mm.
combine, to add a
Right.
new dimension to the knowledge. And
Yeah,
uh,
exactly.
let me go public with this. Till now, we have not gone public. Okay, is to say
Yeah,
that we are looking for in the advanced stage. We are looking for companies, okay,
yeah,
which have
yeah.
actually done something unique to be showcased on the website,
Yes.
okay, as a sample. Now, how do we get the case study? How do we get everything done? Filming is a totally different art, okay.
Mhm.
But if that company passes the scrutiny of all the consultants or all
Yeah,
major consultants to say, they have done something new, okay,
yeah.
it is amazing. It is amazing
Yes.
to put a thing like that and put it in the framework of what lean has done to them,
Yeah,
okay, or other way
definitely.
also. huh,
Yeah,
this is the next frontier of lean for us, as
yeah.
simple as this.
See, actually, what we can do is,
Hmm,
preliminary assessment rating
hmm,
should be there, like a Z, what we give, some rating on lean
hmm,
also, there should be some rating, for the lean. You go to any company and just audit, preliminary audit, and come up with a
hmm,
score on lean,
hmm.
and then take that if really interested, get into the,
When
those type of models we need to standardize, probably national level, probably Ministry of MSME, they need to,
hmm. we
bring
can we
those
can do that
things.
at least,
Yeah,
at least for identifying which companies can be taken as a sample, okay.
yeah,
We can do it because the problem with measurements is, okay, uh, sometimes people call it concept, sometimes people call it philosophy. They're not very clear what means what,
mm,
okay. But when there is an application of some assumptions and
yeah,
practical, we see it converts into a concept, Okay.
Yeah.
So
Correct.
we have seen it work. Now,
Yes.
what the idea would be that we do not cause us a status that once I've achieved it, I've done it. Okay.
Yeah.
So I would think that if we have got a very nice company and we say this is advanced company, okay, we should be able to go back to the company and update our video.
Yeah.
The same company, update. Okay. It shouldn't happen if you give them that you are the highest, you are the gold standard now. Okay.
Yeah.
The gold
Yeah.
standard dies there only.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the risk of giving them a number would mean this,
Yeah.
a classification to give them a number this. Okay.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if they don't show improvement, I can say
Yeah.
if they don't show improvement, if they don't keep changing, if they don't come, they do not even qualify to be lean
Yeah.
or worth being served. So
Yeah. Lean
I
is
think
it's a continuous name itself for continuous improvement. There is no
yes,
end. It's a
yes.
continuously you need to evolve. Then only you
Mm,
can really challenge.
You see, in what we say in 2017 or 18, when Toyota came out with its future.
Yeah.
Okay, they suffered a loss in 2008.
Yeah.
Okay, and when they suffered a loss in 2008, people who founded Lean, James Womack, he
Yeah.
went public and said that we have lost the poster boy of
Mm.
Lean. Okay, but he said very clearly that we are not worried because
Mm.
Toyota is not born out of practicing its tools.
Yeah.
The tools were
Correct.
created by a thinking process.
Yes.
And that thinking process is so solid that it will
Mm.
work it out.
Bounce back.
Okay. Yeah.
Toyota
So
is
2000, yeah, 2011 and 12, this happened.
yeah.
2014, they
Yeah.
said we are going to come out with a plan. And I think 2016, they published it in their annual report.
Yes.
Now, what have they said in the annual report? They're not
Yeah.
changing any basic concept, but now they're taking the Toyota production system, the
Including in
concepts
the
of Toyota production system, and applying it to other manufacturing technology unit and the product development unit.
correct.
Okay. Now, this is the progression.
Yeah.
Why? Because you can only reduce waste in production, but the
Yeah.
value of the product is created in design and manufacturing
Correct.
design.
Correct.
Okay. So now this gives us a proof that still there is a scope of pushing the Toyota production system upwards. Okay. But where are we stuck? We are stuck with misinterpreted word definitions.
Yes. So there
Misinterpreted
is
word definitions.
something happening,
Mm.
Indian
Yeah.
SMEs, they're
Mm.
still they're more concerned about short-term things. Long-term, they should see. Long-term means building over a period of 5 years, 10 years, they should see. There are many entrepreneurs, very short-term, like very, very. And if we ask them, if something related to investments, they want
Mm.
within 1 or 2 years
Mm.
returns, 3 years.
Mm.
This
Mm.
type of things will not happen in lean. It is a more of like building a culture, culture of innovation. Over a period, it starts giving the returns 100 times, 200 times. Toyota is
The,
will not
uh,
make any mistake in future. That way they build the foundation. Yeah.
I think I am with you on this. Okay, but the thing is, what tool do we give them?
Yeah.
Okay, so they know that they have a 5-year plan.
Yes.
Okay. Now, when we go into lean thinking, it says very clearly that you cannot transform to lean thinking in 5 years. Now, they have a very simple chart.
Yeah.
Okay. First year, second year, third year, fourth year, and fifth year.
Yes.
Okay. After
Yeah.
that, you can say you've got lean thinking. Why do they say it? Because they know habits don't change. Okay. It takes so much of time for them. Okay. But
Yeah.
this is still theory. It is not a concept.
Yeah.
Okay. Isn't theory. Now, if we sort of tell them,
Mm.
boss, today you're going to look for improvement. Okay.
Yeah.
And every improvement is short term in its nature.
Correct.
Okay. Because you can see the problem right now.
Yeah.
Okay. But if you follow this tool, it will tell you after you get rid of this, what is the next problem going to come to you, where
Yeah.
you have to work on the next improvement, where you have to work on. So it is the same idea. Okay. which will keep directing you where to go. Now, for example, we take, and this is a big thing missing, because it's the thinking process of lean. It is not the it's the thinking process of Toyota. It is not the Toyota production system. Okay, so
thinking
Toyota
process.
production,
It is not just tools or techniques. It is a more
yes,
of we create that innovation in the organization structure. It is
no,
it cannot be
even
replicated or copied thing. And
you
people
see,
think that it's just try to replicate. It won't happen.
yes. So the question
To
is,
embed that in the thinking process. Thinking process is
yes,
very hard to replicate. Yeah.
yeah, and the second problem we do is, we say, okay, there are standard tool called 5Y and 1H, okay, yeah, apply it, okay,
Yeah.
and we say, we sell that shop floor manager applied,
Yeah.
okay, he'll apply it, okay, and we think that the tool meant only for shop floor,
No.
okay, but
Actually,
the
it should
fact,
start from the CEO level, actually, in
yes,
Indian companies. Yeah.
yes. So
They should
so if
lead.
you, and this is what is very nicely done in theory of constraint. We say we don't worry about local optimas,
Yeah.
company level. Okay, you tell me what is the constraint company level.
Yeah.
Okay, and you cannot tell me there is a quality problem also and there's a delivery problem also. No,
Yeah.
only one of the problems is going to be the severest. So it just tells them that after we get rid of the quality problem, the delivery problem is going to come.
Yeah.
Okay, so this
Yeah.
way we know that we are engaging with them. So we need to
Correct.
structure our lean consulting not as a collection of tool,
Yeah.
okay, but actually as a process, okay, which tells us which tool to use,
Yeah. Correct.
right, sir? So, oh
Yeah.
my God, I'm really sorry. Again, I'm into it. 11:29. Okay,
So thank you,
2023.
sir. Thank you for your time and effort and
Uh,
sharing this important information. We will be taking this, communicating to the concerned consultants who are
yes,
interested, even companies also will be sharing, and we will
yes,
be making this public. So if you give a permission, we'll make it a public thing.
yes, yes.
So
You
we'll
can, you
share.
can, you
Yeah.
can. I think the dates will be. Let me see. I am July and August. Okay, I come back on the 17th. So from 21st to 25th
Yeah. Okay. 21st to
August,
25th is in Bangalore, August,
Bangalore.
correct?
Yes,
Okay.
Bangalore. Yes,
Okay.
and then
Fantastic.
we can, then we will do 28th to 1st in Chennai.
Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. Fantastic. Definitely. So, any questions from other members? If you want to ask, sir, please go ahead and ask.